AWS compliance. So if you want to make sure, or let's say AWS give us an assurance, or they provide a means of assurance that they are doing their own due diligence to ensure that the cloud is secure. They are carrying out their own aspects of the cloud security. And the only way to prove to us that they are doing that, or the only way to prove to their customer that they are doing their own due diligence, or they are ensuring they are carrying out their own security of the cloud, is by providing us a report. So the AWS, under the AWS compliance, this is where we're going to be talking about the AWS artifact. The AWS artifact is a service that AWS provides. It's an on-demand service where you can download the reports, or the AWS security and compliance reports. This which shows you that okay, they are actually doing their own aspects of the security. And not only that, it's also the AWS artifact is also used by AWS to give us like a portal to sign reports, maybe like an agreement. If you want to sign an agreement with AWS, or if you want to when you're using AWS, it's just like that. You are in agreement with them. So either you want to sign an agreement with them, or you want to see the agreement between you and AWS, then you can also get that under the AWS artifact. This normally comes out in those people that are doing certificates. I am not a fan of certification. I've repeated that several times. I'm not a fan of certification. That's why I don't create my course in form or for you to pass certification. The course is for you to get the job and be able to do it. So for those people that will be doing certification, this normally come out in interview like, hey, if you want to get report, maybe an auditor asks you for a report about a specific thing on AWS, then you have to go to the AWS artifact to print out the report. So with AWS artifact, I give 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So when you want to print out any reports, maybe your company is undergoing an audit. Maybe your company is going through is undergoing an audit. Then the auditor asks you like, hey, can we get this report? One thing that you might say, okay, let's say the auditor asks you, can we get the report about the physical server that this institute is running on? Then you don't control the physical server. AWS control the physical server. But that report, you have to provide it to the audit, into the auditor. So you can go to the AWS artifact to go and get those reports that you need. So these are these different kind of reports that you can get from AWS. So the AWS artifact, you can use it. You can submit the reports to your auditor. If you want an auditor, you can download a report from AWS artifact and give it to your auditor. And you can also use this document as guideline to evaluate your own cloud architecture, or you can assess the effectiveness of your company's internal control with the report that you get from there. So this AWS artifact is of two types. I said that earlier. One, you can use it for the reports. You have the AWS artifact reports, and you have the AWS artifact agreement, which you can sign an agreement through AWS artifact agreement with AWS. And you can view, accept, and manage agreements for an individual account or for all your organization accounts. So let's take a second to quickly go and check the AWS artifact. AWS artifact. And here you can see we have a section that talks about the agreements, and we have another section that talks about reports. Forget about this notification, just to report something to you. If you are not talking to the class, can you mute yourself, please? So you can see that we have the agreement section here. And you can download an agreement too. So these are just business associates addendum. This is another report here, but I'm not really worried about the report. So here I don't have any agreement with AWS that much. So if they are working like an organization, a big organization, there's going to be more than this. But our focus here is the reports. So here you can see page 29. That's like 200 and this like 10. That's 290 reports that you can get from here. So you can do, maybe you are looking for a report on ISO, then you can. So you can see different reports here on ISO reports. So these are just different kind of reports that you can download from here, like customer compliance guide. You have cyber bad, third-party risk. We have ISO 2230 certificates, ISO 27001 to 2022 certificates. So different kind of report that you can download from here. So there is this question that came out in one interview with my student, and what they asked me is that how do I share audit artifacts with my auditor? If you want to share an artifact with the auditor, Well, the best option is that you don't like if your company is being audited and the auditor needs some information. One of the best way or one of the means to work with the auditor is just by giving them a temporary access to the accounts. The temporary access will grant them the view capacity. So you can create an IAM user credential specific to each auditor and configure the credential so that the auditor can only access the report that are relevant to the audit that they are conducting. So if the auditor needs access to, maybe they just want to see whether you are monitoring log of those that log in to your account or you are monitoring your application performance, then you can just create an identity and access, an IAM user credential for them and only give them access to view only, not read, not write, view, so that they can view that report and they can get anything they want instead of just coming back, send me this, send me that, send me this, send me that. They can grant them credential so they can view whatever they want to view and it saves everybody's time. There is another means or another resources provided by AWS where you can get all these compliance reports from. So they call it Customer Compliance Center. This contains resources to help you learn more about AWS compliance. So if you go to the Customer Compliance Center, that is not on AWS account. If you just search AWS Customer Compliance Center, you're going to this first one, Customer Compliance Center. You're going to see a lot of different documentation and white paper that you can use even for your own organization. So we have AWS Risk and Compliance Overview, especially this one. I like this one very well. Auditing Security Checklist, or that's for auditors. Or you can see different AWS certificates, program and reports and attestation. That's like the one we saw under the AWS artifacts. So, and if you click here, you see more white papers. These white papers are very, very good. So, like here, look at it, data classification. This is one of the tags that people in security normally do very well. Logical separation handbook, and different kind of compliance report that you can view and read there to also increase your AWS knowledge. So you can see different privacy reports, data protection, EU data protection. So here is the security. This is the training that you can also enroll in. AWS Security Fundamentals, Security Operation on AWS. So different kind of compliance reports or resources that you can also use to get reports from AWS or to know what AWS is doing. This takes us to our next topic,